Hi guys, just want to do a quick video on the fastest way to farm Ultimate VALBY and which amorphous materials you're going to want to prioritise to get the quickest. So just to quickly show that I have actually farmed her and gone through the different farms to find the quickest, here's the 3 parts crafting, and here it is showing that I've got the code. So first things first, as with pretty much all farms, you're going to want to farm these top 3 components first. Reason being, they have an 18-hour craft time, and so what you'll do is you'll farm up these, you'll start them crafting, and then you can go out and farm the code, so it can sort of save you a little bit of time all in all. So for the first part, the cells, it's a bit of a tough one, this one. This is by far the hardest part of them all to farm. So the best part, if you can do it, is 115. It has a 32% drop chance, and so it's the highest drop chance by quite a bit. But unless you're playing with a group of friends or get extremely lucky in public lobbies, you're probably not going to be able to do that, and so the next best is pattern 44. Reason why you want to farm 44 over 11 is 11 only has a 3% drop chance, whereas 44 has a 6, so it's twice as efficient in that sense. On top of that, by doing it through a intercept battle, you're guaranteed the amorphous material through the mission that you have to run, and that mission takes around about 10 minutes or so, whereas with pattern 11 it's sort of more RNG because you aren't guaranteed to actually get pattern 11 through its corresponding mission, and so you sort of add in even more RNG onto what is already quite a terrible RNG chance with this sort of 3% drop chance. So don't go with 11. If you are able to do Frostwalker consistently, then go for 115. Otherwise pattern 44 is actually an okay one. The mission is a little bit long, but Swamp Walker and normal mode is very easy, so you can't go wrong with that. So for the second part, the stabilizer, you're going to want to go after pattern 55. Reason why you want to go after 55 rather than 30 is this is a common drop chance, and so you want to go for the harder drop chance since it is a 32% drop from pattern 55. And the reason why you want to go for 55 over 113 is they both use the same shards in organic, but the boss for 113 is much more difficult than 55. 55 is a very easy boss, so you're going to be able to do it much quicker, so just do it with pattern 55. And so for the third part, the catalyst, you only really have one choice because again you want to go through hard mode rather than common where you can, and so you're going to want to farm pattern 73. It's a bit of a pain of a boss, but the shards used are polymer, which is sort of second quickest to farm, so it's not that bad in that sense, so yeah, go for pattern 73. And so for the last part of the code, you want to go after pattern 87. Reason why you want to go after 87 rather than 125 is 125 requires you killing the Molten Fortress, which is a fairly difficult boss in itself, but more so it means you have to have killed Frostwalker, which is an extremely difficult boss, especially in public lobbies, and both of these patterns have the same drop chance. You may as well go for the easier option in pattern 87. And you want to go after pattern 87 rather than 110 because overall intercept battles are a faster farm. With Void Fusion Reactor farms, you have 2 layers of RNG, so you've got the layer of RNG of whether or not you get the amorphous material from the outpost, and then of course you have the RNG of whether or not you get the item from the amorphous material. Whereas with intercept battles, you just have that one RNG of do you get the item from the amorphous material. You're always guaranteed to actually get the material itself from the mission, and cutting out RNG is always going to make your farm quicker. And on top of that, the materials for intercept battle amorphous materials, you can actually change the difficulty score to guarantee yourself 2 materials at a time, which just makes it even more efficient. So just to quickly show you what I mean by that, you can see here that right now by default you have a 100% kill score. What you want to do is you want to re-roll these stats until you get at least a 220% score. So you could just to show you, for example, if I re-roll here, once I've got to 210%, so you just keep re-rolling until you get to 220%, and what that'll do is that will guarantee you this second row here of 100% to get a second amorphous material, and so you're just doubling up how efficient a farm is. I would advise avoiding any sprint speed disabling. You can do this mission, this is the pattern 87 mission for Ultimate VALBY code. You can do this without jumping, so that's not a problem, and I would also advise not getting rid of your grappling because that can just be a bit of a pain, but all the rest is more than doable. Of course, if you're not comfortable increasing difficulty, then just stick with getting the one amorphous material with the default score settings, and that is still going to be more efficient than going through the Void Fusion Reactors. Now of course, if you do just prefer the farm through Void Fusion Reactors, this is far from the worst one you could pick. It uses organic shards, which is an okay shard to farm, not the quickest but far from the slowest, and the boss fight itself is actually probably one of the best. It's just 2 yellow health bosses that you can kill very quick and they don't really ever have any kill potential on you. But still overall, if you're just wanting to do this the absolute quickest, go with pattern 87. Now in terms of the pain point items, you've got the conductive metallic foil. Now this is just simply going through encrypted storage boxes in Vespers. My preferred locations are here in Lost Supply Depot and here in Ruins. Just simply spawn in, do your scan, if you get a beep go for it, if not just sort of teleport back and forth. So for the next pain point item, the heat plasma battery. If you go into hard mode, old mystery, and it does need to be on hard mode, what you'll do is you'll run through this first part of the mission up until you get to where you need to destroy Kuiper shards by sort of standing in the circle. and you'll destroy all but one, and then what you'll do is you'll wait around until about 30 seconds left on the timer, and in that time around 4 or 5 yellow health bosses will spawn in that drop 10 of these a time, and then once you've done that you can either decide if you want to continue the mission or just sort of back out and start again and do the same process until you have enough heat plasma batteries. It's about a 5-6 minute farm all in all, just because of course you have to sort of wait around while the yellow health bosses spawn in, but getting sort of 50 a time, it's not too bad. The next pain part item, the macro molecule biogel, you don't really have too much choice, just pick an outpost that you want to farm. Any mode doesn't really matter too much, and just sort of farm that on repeat. It's just killing that end boss at the outposts will drop it. So yeah, all in all it was probably around a 10-hour farm, so it's not terrible, but this first part of the enhanced cells is quite a bit of a pain unless you're able to do pattern 115, but once you've done that the rest of these drop fairly easily. So yeah, good luck, hope that helps, thanks.